Hello and welcome back to the Mindtrek.net game server. This will be, I believe, update 6 for the Enterprise E prelim build. Anyways, I talked to M. Heller. He came on earlier and was working on stuff, and he said, no, this isn't an aft torpedo launcher, that we don't need it, so go ahead and remove it. So what I did is I reverted it back to a cargo area with a little catwalk idea here. If we do the catwalk, then this part here most likely won't be here, just be a catwalk. Quite a few people on the server today. It's pretty amazing. Some people I haven't seen for a while. Death Monkey popped on earlier. In fact, let's see who's online here. He still is online. It's been a long time since I've seen him. It's kind of funny because I mentioned him, I think, in the last video. He was one of the inspirations that helped me learn a lot about building. So it was kind of cool to see him come on. Went ahead and grabbed the emergency transporter that MadSqurriel made up for the Voyager, and the transporter, this stuff, and then some of the mechanism stuff that we put in, Heller and I'd put in. Anyways, the rest of it's down there, but this half would be like batteries, and then a power distribution node goes right here. But anyways, stuck an emergency transporter in here. I also utilized some of the space that was behind here, not being used. I went ahead and outlined where the actual, this is the escape pod, so this area is actually not being used for anything right now, but I went ahead and outlined it as a square anyways. That way there I kind of knew the boundary boxes for where things need to go. So in any effect, once these are actually in place and I have walls around them, we'll be able to utilize this space for something, which is kind of cool. I also added, it'll be mirrored on this side, of course, a catwalk. But let's go ahead and move the chat for a bit here. Whoops, wrong button. Added a catwalk, a gantry down here to the emergency transporter. Seemed like a logical thing to do from the upper deck, since it is an emergency transport. You want to be able to get down to it. Also, I took advantage of some dead space. We've got 3 walls here. Little emergency locker here, and then there's another one over here on this escape pod. Another little emergency locker. So, I haven't touched anything on the upper deck. Deck 1, that's the bridge. That's I haven't done anything to that, so I'm not going to touch that. But just on this deck here, all I did was that little adjustment from there, the gangway and back. So deck 2 will actually have to go back into the ship. Deck 1, no, didn't touch the bridge. Because it was already completed, so I didn't want to mess around with it. Anyways, what else did we do here? Oh yeah, we hollowed out this and made this into a big size cargo bay now, with a thing here. Actually, what we might do here is I might actually just make this into like a open air catwalk. Don't know yet. And which means we could get rid of this right here as well. But this has to be here because it's like a step down on the deck above. Let me get up here, so like that. But that's okay because it allows us to, if we decide to put pumpkin lighting in here or something, we can put pumpkin lighting in here, and it won't, it'll look kind of funky, but it'll be all right with this being there, because then we can just full slab it and texture it and make it look like something in the ship, like a, I don't know, air vent or something. Also went ahead and put in the cargo transporter-ish thing with room behind it for a transporter system and power nodes, or at least a power line. This will all be hidden by a wall. And the nice thing is we can actually run these across the floor because we use carpet now, so they can actually go across the actual 1 deck high areas. You won't see them because carpet will be going over the top of them. So completely skipped my on that. I figured that out by accident, so doesn't matter. We can put carpet there. Also, there is no forward torpedo bay here. This is a lounge, large office mess and lounge diplomatic. I went ahead and added this in. It needed to be here because the only other one's way back there, so I put one here, and it's actually here in the deck below it as well. And it comes down to this, so down to this one. I might even, it's not a bad idea to actually knock that out so that I know that, this is a lift here. And let me see if it goes down any further. What do we got here? Well, we got this room here, so I could easily put this lift here too. In fact, I'll do that. That's a good thing to do, get this all situated. So this will be a lift with a little access point here. And then down here, it doesn't matter because there's nothing down here. So let's go ahead and outline this so we know it's going to be a lift. I was going to hollow this out for batteries, but the area below it will be identical to this area, so it'll be like a 2-story battery or whatever we decide to make out of it. What else did we do? Oh, I removed all the quarters along here, and so we're going to go ahead and use these as ship systems and things like that. So supports. It could just be braces, or it could be like, batteries. Most likely going to be batteries and braces, and like pumps and H2O or oxygen recyclers and things like that. Also decided, I guess we're here, went ahead and fixed this up from the last video. Is one of the shield generators. It is 2 stories tall. This is there's going to be like 3 sets of shield generators. So the outer ones, and there'll be 2 midship, and then there'll be 2 in the secondary hull. So kind of cool. And I was able to get this in without having to do too much tweaking. Beforehand, it just kind of went along here, and all I did is just took advantage of this space right here. So it looks a little funky on the map, but it actually looks really good in here. So I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. This is of course, the top part of. You won't see this because the escape pod will be sitting right here, and this is just the hollow suite for the security team. And the other one on the other side, when we mirror it, this will be like a medical complex, and it'll be physical therapy hollow suite. So, yep. Anything else we? Oh yeah, added this co-op transporter room in from the Voyager. It seemed logical that it seemed like a good idea that, security would need a fast access, especially on a ship this size, would need a fast access transporter, and then on the medical side, it would be for medical transporters as well. So anyways, I went ahead and set up the crew quarters in this area here, and got all the crew quarters and stuff set up through here, and everything else. So everything looks pretty good. And let's go through here. I set up a bunch of windows, and I'm listening to somebody just called me. I'm listening to them record their message. But interestingly enough, one set of windows is over a corridor, and then 2 sets of windows, believe it or not, are the single crew quarters. Those are all single crew quarters. But that's where the windows go. That's where they're going. And I was able to utilize them. Well, I'm getting some system lag here, real bad. Down to 30 frames per second. I wonder what's going on here. Should be recording at 60, but I'm only recording at 30, and I'm getting a lot of drag. Very, very annoying. Anyways, let's go back over here where those crew quarters are. I think they're 1 deck below us. Yep. No, actually 2 decks below us. Wow. Wow. They're above us. Who knows? Who knows? Excuse me, I'll kill my cell phone here. Trying to turn my cell phone off, it doesn't work. Oh well, that's what I get for having a Kyocera phone. Anywho, as you can see, these crew quarters here are pretty big. They're set up to be pretty large. And they'll be, the reason this area is here is I don't think you want a bathroom when the windows go. But as you can see, lights here, or windows there and windows here. I don't know how that's going to work out, but that's where the windows go, so yeah. I don't know how M's going to work. I guess he would work columns here and then wouldn't worry about columns on this. Like he did on the Voyager. You saw those like little black columns and things like that. Granted, it's only 2 space high, but for the size of the quarters, that'll work. That actually, because he just imagine his crew quarters that slope down to the side of the ship. So usually there's like a couch or something right here, and then the one here would be like a bed and things. So yeah, it'll work just fine. And since it's extra long, you got a lot of extra living space inside of this area. and these are 5 wide by I think whatever length long. I didn't worry about the length. You got a little squirrely up here. I'll show you up here where we transition from port to forward. Got a little squirrely, but I think we pulled it off okay. At least I'm pretty sure it got pulled off pretty good. This crew quarters is a little bit larger. It has 2 extra rooms. I mean, well, 1 extra room and whatever that decides to be, plus this, and a little bit slightly larger living quarters. And this one here got a little bit slightly larger living quarters as well, and two additional rooms. Well, 1 additional room plus whatever these rooms turn out to be. And because of the way that it was situated, this also got a little bit of a makeover. So basically a main room and then this room. I might change this pattern here. I may not keep this pattern. I might change this pattern, but I figured, you know what, it looks like it would work pretty good. Get that big open area in the front there, and then leave these, whatever these are, like bathrooms. As I say, these are bathrooms. And go ahead and fill that. I don't like those single hole slots. Imp can take that out later when these are done up. But the reason that this has to be here is because of that. So there's a window right above it, so it has to look down at the ground. Can't put something there because then it'll block the window, and then it'd be kind of like you look at the window from the top, it look like there's a block under it, look like crap. Again, this one here is kind of big. These are more like VIP crew quarters, I guess, is what you would call them. Because, you know, you hit the lift, you come back here, and then you shoot up to the VIP lounge and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty much that's all that's been going on. Believe it or not, that is pretty much an all-day project right there. Been pretty busy since the last time I recorded, which would both last episode and this episode are recorded in the same day, Monday. I believe the 5th. Yeah, Monday the 5th. So, yep. In case anybody cares about that stuff. But yeah, it's coming along. It's kind of nice to see people on the server checking stuff out. I hope to see more people stay active. But you know, this is one of those ships that everybody's going to want to watch and keep an eye on, as Imheller and I and whomever else ends up working on it start working on it. And hopefully we can get to drag some people down with us here to help us work on it. Also did some work on those to get stuff done. But yeah, M spent quite a bit of time today going along here and outlining some stuff and marking some stuff, which really helped. He also liked the size of this cargo bay up here, and then granted there are going to be a couple more of these bays, and they're going to be bigger. It's going to be an even bigger bay at some point. We also have to contend with large deuterium tanks. We're talking about 2 or 3 large arboretums, or 1 big arboretum and 2 smaller ones. Xenobiology quarters, exobiology, whatever you want to call them, alien quarters, along with alien, like a whole alien wreck area for diplomatic purposes, alien holosuites, alien atmosphere controls, even a dolphin tank or whale tank, water tank. And there is a lot of space that can be utilized on this ship. Again, my frame rates are dropping, so they're smoothing out a little bit here. What else we got going on here? I think you marked some of the torpedo launchers for me as well. So, but down here, like in areas like this, because of the way this is actually windows, believe it or not, these are windows. So this would most likely be 2 stories tall through here, or 2 stories tall. And then again here, well, that's the captain's yacht, and he hasn't marked the torpedo launcher. We talked about that in the last video. So the torpedo launcher would definitely go here, and then it would be fed around from the sides. So it's going to be an interesting feed system. Maybe I can con MadSqurriel or somebody into coming up with a pretty good design for that if M doesn't get to it and I don't get to it. But yeah, and again, there's another lounge here. And the nice thing about this one is, since it's right on the hull, we get rid of this space right here. I can put an actual floor here, and then all we'd be doing is stepping up to it. And you know what? I would really like to actually put a floor here and get rid of this layer right here, all the way down, all the way along the edge and stuff. that's going to be kind of tricky to figure out how to do that. Because if we move, it'll have to be done. Because we can't. Well, we could with carpet. You could be walking on the hall with carpet, so I guess that's what it'll work then. But it would definitely have to be carpet. And I don't know. I just get a little nervous just having carpet over the top of the hall, you know. But then again, you know, somebody just boom. But that's actually the last part. That's probably one of the weakest parts of the ship, is right there. Oh well, is what it is. Anyways, let's run around the front here real quick. I haven't actually gone all the way around the side of the ship, so it's been a while since I've been here. Actually out front of it anyways. Got the RCS thruster coming up over here, I believe. I also have to dead drop more the rest of the escape pods. Oh yeah, he does have the RCS thruster in. Awesome. That is a huge pain in the ass, so I'm glad he's already got it taken care of. He even has it done on the bottom side. These ribs, these were kind of fun to deal with. This is bit mapping on a 3D model. Basically what it is, when you bitmap stuff, you get that depth and that you can take like an image that you can draw with your hand, and you can overlay it over the 3D image and then use bitmapping and push the darker lines out to give it dimension and depth. On a 3D model, when you do that, you end up with these lines. Normally, like in Minecraft, when you do the pixel voxeling of it, converting it from a 3D model to a Minecraft schematic, these lines take on an actual physical shape, and because you're rendering the model itself and the textures with the model and everything else, so they take on a physical shape, and basically they serve no purpose. They're just decoration. So these could actually be replaced with half slabs, and that's probably what M's going to end up doing with them. Is just replacing all those with half slabs. But I hollowed them all out on the inside, so because I wasn't really sure what they were at the time, and then when I started actually looking at the model and saying, oh, I know what those are. That's from pushing or bitmapping. It's just a form of texturing a 3D model, so it's a very effective way of doing it. But some programs do it better than others. That looks like probably, yeah, you can see where I hollowed them out. So, but what'll happen is they serve absolutely no purpose. They're just decoration basically on the ship from when they made the model. So if you half slab them, they'll still, you can even remove them and half slab just right here, right here atop this block, and you would still have the effect. But I don't know what M will probably want to half slab the actual outer side of the hull instead of doing the inner side here. Either way, it would look great, whatever he decides to do. And I'm not real sure what this is. I have put some effort into figuring it out. And somebody says, oh, it's a landing gear for when the ship separates. No. That ain't no landing gear, Charlie Brown. No. But, yeah. Then watch me be wrong until I was wrong on the B. So, you know, on the B it was a landing support strut. So, had to go back and retrofit that in there. Thank you, David, for helping me sort that mess out. Yeah, no, it's not a landing. It's not a. It does look like one, but I really doubt it's a landing strut because I don't think you're going to be landing this. Hey, I need to see Picard. I've got the captain's yacht and about 30 shuttles. Let's separate the ship and land the saucer. Okay. Ain't gonna happen. Well, in case of emergencies, they will crash it just like they did the D saucer. Or more specifically, they'll let Deanna drive it and she'll crash it. That's why you never let British women drive. Crazy. Crazy. Oh, come on. Everybody knows the joke. Give me a break. If you don't know the joke, go watch Generations. You'll catch it. Every time Deanna takes control of the Enterprise, something bad happens. What the? Huh. That's something I've never seen before. Not sure what that's all about. That's all new, actually. That wasn't here last time. See what it says on here. Oh darn it! Come on. Arboretum area inbound, roughly these decks. Oh, M's giving me guides. These are M marking off areas of the ship. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember on the plans that this is where the Arboretum was. Actually, you know, M, if you're thinking about it, instead of making this the Arboretum, you should make this the fish tank. Seriously. You know, big windows. The fish can sit here and float around and look out into space. Damn, there is quite a bit of this. He must have put some serious effort into this. This was like an Arboretum area inbound. Yeah, I did make the Sovereign, so I'm pretty familiar with the plans. But there are like big windows that go here. You know, that's something I'd really like if he has the time to do, is go ahead and mark out those windows and put them in. That would be a massive assist right there. I'm not a hull guy, everybody knows that, so I can wing it, but when it comes to actual hull detail, there are so many people out there that are so much better at it than me. Practically everybody is better at it than I am, so I leave it to them. How tall is this? I think it's 6 tall, 7 tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's 8 tall. Standard shuttle should fit in here, no problem. I've been giving some. Huh? I didn't put that in there, did I? Yeah, it doesn't matter because that's all part of the upper deck up there. I've been putting some thought into how I'm going to do the hangar, and I'm really kind of fond of the way that the strategic design actually set the hangar up. I really like how that looked, but I'm going to talk to M and see if M has any ideas as to what he wants to do, because it's not just the hangar, but you have areas below the hangar as well. If you go look at the Prebuild Enterprise, you can see how I did it as well, because it has this upper hangar bay as well. I should just zip over there, but to be honest with you, I don't think any of my home commands work for it. But I kind of modeled the Prebuild hangars off of the Sovereign, because right after I got done with the Sovereign, I started work on the Prebuild C. Hey, there's somebody. Who is that? Let's see who that is. Whoops, wrong button. Death Monkey! Hey, buddy. Long time no see. Hey, man. What's up? What's up, homie? So much nicer we had team chat going on. Anywho, I'm gonna visit here with Death Monkey and grab something to eat. And y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching. Again, this is the Mindtrack.net game server. Please hit that like button for me. Appreciate it.